Well, I'm Alex Sanson. I live in central Victoria in Taradale and work from a big studio at home. I make all manner of sculpture, but I really love making big installation art, either for permanent pieces like this one, or pieces that tour around to arts festivals and such things. Well, this sculpture, I suppose at face value is a tree. But it was really born of, its location next to a river, and I grew up next to a river and have a lifelong love of rivers. And I've also, in recent years, really had a fascination with trees and how they're such pivotal parts of ecosystems, and each tree might support thousands of little individual other parts of life and in their own way speak to all the other trees nearby. And so this sculpture is very much about how a river will give life to its environment and the ecosystem, but also to communities and people. And I can't imagine this town would have existed as it does without the river. There's such water in this dry landscape is so important. And then the tree is also a metaphor for that, for the life that will come from a river and all the wonderful things that means, sort of meeting places, shelter, shade, support for human life and other life. So this tree, it's a tree. It's meant to be a tree coming from a river, and I was quite mindful of the slow, meandering sort of nature of the Wimmera. And so all the detailings and all the forms are meant to be in some way inspired by rivers and water. And so these sort of gentle ripples and sinuous sort of tributaries and so on. And I guess I was also very mindful of these amazing river red gums next to the Wimmera. So all of those things were on my mind when I was thinking about it. So the whole sculpture is stainless steel. When you start with stainless steel, you really have to make the whole thing stainless steel because it doesn't like being with other materials. But it also means that we don't have to worry about maintenance, which is nice for councils. But I'm not much for painting things. I really like to be able to see the raw material as much as possible, even though I've added a few little bits of colour. There are little details at the top that should move in the wind, and while that is sort of wind activated, they're really meant to be representative of ripples on the water, and that's meant to be their form and shape is meant to be reflective of that, just so slow sort of subtle changes in the landscape that happen. I really hope that sculpture like this just becomes some small way a little meeting point or a little focal point, and the kids might say, we'll meet you under the tree, or people might sit and have a coffee on a bench nearby and just have a quiet moment of reflection and have a look at it, and just maybe find some little bit of inspiration, think about trees, think about the environment a little bit. It's just contribute to the the landscape.